Let's get into it here for NFL Week 4. We'll use the Superbook contest lines that are available right now because they do put them out on Wednesday afternoon. Circa usually comes out with them on Thursdays. But Sleepy, I'll give you the honors here first. Where are you taking us for your pick this week?
No, this will probably be music to your ears. I'm taking the Tennessee Titans +7. So here's the way I see this. I look at Houston. I think they're a good defensive team. They could be one of the worst offensive teams in the league. According to, their points per game, they're the lowest scoring team in the entire league. And I look at the beginning of the year. And let's go back to the end of last year. Houston's a good football team. They have Nico Collins, they have Joe Mixon, they have Diggs. We know that Tank Dell's out, but I'm looking at this team and I'm just like, you're not only are you losing pieces, but now the team is actually suffering from these losing pieces. Um, I feel like the Texans right now at 0-3 are just an extremely disappointed team. It wouldn't shock me if this team ends up with the top five pick next year, just based on what this team could look like next year. This could easily be a playoff team next year. I think once they get Tank Dell back, their offensive line is absolutely terrible. They have to fix that. So there's a lot of things that this team needs to fix. So when I look at this game, I ask myself, which of these two teams is the more hungry team? It has to be the Titans here. I know the Texans want to win, but they have to look at this season like it's a big disappointment already. Tennessee came into this year knowing, hey, we're getting the number one pick. We're going to end up with a brand new quarterback, a brand new season because their season was terrible last year and it's not starting out great, but this was at least expected. I think that the Tennessee team that I've seen on the football field so far through the first three games, that they need a team that has some type of a flaw in order for this Titans team to go ahead and beat them. And I think Houston's the perfect team for that. I wish this game was in Tennessee and not in Houston, but the Houston offense, I think, is that flaw that the Titans can go ahead and expose here. If you look at these two teams last week, I think you could easily say that the Titans look better than Houston. Has Houston looked better in any regard really all year long? I think that the Titans they're slowly building. Cam Ward is looking a little bit better each and every game. I mean, they're not going to blow the top off of anybody, but it feels to me like 7 is a good line for me not to get beat. If it were 7.5, I would easily take the Titans. If it was 6.5, I would have to back away. But 7 feels like a pretty good line here for a team that I think stands a very good chance of winning this game outright. And whenever I'm taking a dog, I want to believe that they can win the game outright. And I really believe that this is one of the games that they have circled, that they believe that they can win. I think they're hungrier for a win here. So I'm going to take the 7 points here with the Titans. I think they win this game outright. And this is going to be where the Texans kind of unravel for the year. That's just how I see it.
And I mentioned this to you when the line did come out for this game that I was shocked to see the Texans as 7 point favorite because all the reasons that you did mention. And going back to the offseason, and when you lost wide receiver number 2 and 3 to both season ending injuries, I know they decided not to bring Diggs back, but you didn't really do much to replace your second wide receiver and third wide receiver. They drafted two guys in the obviously the draft out of Iowa State to come in and be those guys there, but it just hasn't panned out. And another big issue has been the offensive line. And they were hoping that move some parts around and see what sticks to the wall. And it really hasn't panned out for this Texans team yet. And you mentioned Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb with the injury that he did suffer a couple seasons ago to his knee just hasn't looked like the same guy. And you can't really fault him for it because it's really difficult to come back and look like the guy he was before that injury for this Texans team. So it's a division game, obviously, here for this game between the Titans and the Texans. And I mean, I'd be on your side here. I really thought this game would probably be around 6, 6.5 at the most, but seven I think is a really big number here for this Texans team. So I'd be with you on this before I'd be against you here on the Titans here. Uncle Dave, any thoughts on the Titans plus seven this week?
Yeah, Sleepy and I talked about earlier. I mean, I agree with Sleepy that that's entirely too many points. I'm not ready to say that Tennessee wins outright. I mean, I think, I don't want to ramble on too much here, but in spite of Houston's offensive line, I don't think Tennessee's is much better. And I just think, Houston might have a few extra playmakers over the Titans. So yeah, I think Houston wins, but if I'm betting that game and getting that many points, I would have to agree with Sleepy guys.